How to replace the variable valve timing solenoid on a 2001 Toyota Highlander. Now what you see here is the variable valve timing. I bought two of them. I believe there's like $175 or $70 a piece for them. What you'll need to know is which one they go on to. You'll have two of them total. Let's go ahead and go to the vehicle. Alright, so what you want to do is go ahead and take the engine cover off. You'll have a couple of Torx screws, I believe 3 of them, that you want to loosen up. And you'll have the little emblem right along here that you want to loosen up also. Go ahead and take the cover off. As you see, I already done mine. And to find your solenoids, what you want to look for, you got your intake manifold here, your front spark plugs, oil cap. If you basically go straight from the oil cap, go to the right some, you got your bank 2 solenoid. Then if you go a little bit more upwards to the left, you got your bank 1 right here. I believe this one would be the right side and this one would be the left side. I'm not for sure how they look at it, if they're looking at the engine this way for the right and left, or if they're looking at it this way from right and left here. But what I did here is I labeled mine so I know which one it goes onto, and they are I guess you could say keyed, where they only will go in one way. So for example, like this one here, I've already got the connector disconnected, but basically you can see how it matches up with this other one here, where the screw holes here. But if you go to this one down here, if you look at it, if you line up the screw hole, connector down here, so it doesn't line up. So you know this one doesn't go to this front one here, this one goes to the back one. Like I said, the only tool you'll need is just a 10mm socket. Now when you do this back one here, do not lose the bolts on it. So you might need to have a magnet tool to kind of help fish out the bolts. Now like I said here, this one here is for the front one. Just so you can see, there it is right here. And if you line up the screw hole, so it sits kind of like this, you can see that's how the connector looks like. If you try matching it up with here, well, you got your connector all the way down there. And your connector's supposed to be right here onto it. So I'll go ahead and take this first one off here so you guys know how it goes out. Now when you take this one off here, I will let you know some oil will kind of spill out a little bit on it. You might, I don't think you can get a socket on there. I didn't have no luck, so what I got is my 10mm wrench onto it. And what you want to go ahead and just do, break it loose. And go ahead and take your bolt all the way loose. Alright, I got the screw out and here's what it looks like. It's a little tiny little screw, so you do not want to lose it. Put it somewhere safe. It's going to sit mine up on the cowl panel, therefore it's got no room, because if you sit it down here somewhere, you're going to knock it off and lose it. I set mine up on the cowl panel, therefore I won't lose it. So what you want to do, if you need, you can disconnect these hoses if you want to. Me, I can work around with it, and it should be able to turn freely. And all you just got to do is just kind of turn it side to side a little bit and just pull on out. So as you see, mine's kind of starting to come on out. You might can even take not vice grips, but needle nose pliers onto it. I got mine pulled out somewhat, and you'll just have to kind of shimmy it around all the hoses and connectors onto it. Alright, so I got the old one off. Now here's how you would disconnect it. Here's the connector here. All there is just a little tab right where my thumb's at. You want to push that in and pull out. And on mine, I was having some trouble, so what I did, I took a little flathead screwdriver and the little tab right there, I just lifted up off the little lip on this piece here. So what I did, I took the little flathead screwdriver, wedged this way, right where my finger's pointing at, and get it over this little lip there that you see. And I just pulled it straight on out. Now like I said, the only thing, nothing's really holding it in besides just a little O-ring, so all you just do, you can turn it side to side and just pull, while you're doing that, just pull straight on out. It ain't screwed in or anything. So when you get your new one in, make sure I got the right one. All you just do is find that little hole, which is right down here. All you gotta just do, what I would probably do is get some oil and just lubricate this O-ring, therefore you ain't sticking in there dry. And make sure it fits in there all the way, nice and flush. Get your hole lined up and go ahead and connect it. Alright, so got the O-ring lubricated with some oil. What you want to do, get it into this little hole down here. You might have to kind of do some maneuvering on it. Alright, all you gotta do is just push it in there. You can kind of feel it pop into place where the O-ring gets into its place. And you want to make sure you're lined up on the screw hole. Don't forget to plug it in, or you'll be wondering why it's still running rough. Because the reason why I'm replacing this is because I got a code, cylinder 2, 4, and 6 misfire. Well, I replaced the spark plugs, all of them. Then it came up as the variable valve timing solenoid. So this is the reason why I'm replacing it. And obviously the connector goes in there one way on it. Now what I would do, get too big of a hand, I'll take a magnet tool and fit it where the hole's at and just try to screw it in there that way. Alright, so I already got it screwed in there, hand tight. Then I'll go ahead and take my tool and tighten up the rest of the way. Now, I wouldn't go crazy tight on it where you strip the threadings on it. You want to get it on there tight enough, but not god awful crazy tight. So this is probably good enough where I can't really go anymore. Alright. And now, since you already replaced that one, if you already had the other one, you can go ahead and do this one here. Then you're good to go. I ain't going to show how to do that one here. But what you want to do, if you want to get more room, you disconnect these vacuum lines here. I'd probably take a picture of it so you know which way it goes in. Or even make some markings so you know which hose go to where of it. Like I said, you got the 10mm right here. Connector, you want to disconnect and pull the whole thing out. Just the same way as the front one right here. So that's how you replace the variable valve timing solenoid on a 2001 Toyota Highlander 3.0 liter. Thanks for watching.